the number 9 bone stock. Thank you for watching on ONTrack Weekly.
Good.
Cam K here with you. Yes, the graphics may not be correct up on the screen, but we're here with you right now just on YouTube. Facebook not working for us right now, unfortunately. Just some switchovers, I think, with the Applefest broadcast to now, and we're going to do a shorter show tonight. I'm not actually feeling the greatest. We've got some health issues that I'm dealing with right now, and so we're hopefully gonna have a solution and a fix for that tomorrow, and hopefully get ourselves fixed up, feeling a little bit better. So we're back at it next week with even more good stuff to talk about. We got lots to look forward to. This upcoming weekend is Frostoberfest at Flamborough Speedway. We've officially wrapped up the points championships across the province. Flamborough unfortunately rained out, and they were not able to have their events finish up. Luckily, Full Throttle, they were able to get their championships sorted out and done, and crowning a couple new champions, some repeat champions as well from 2023. But Full Throttle is officially wrapped up their season as well, meaning we have only 2 weekends left in the Ontario racing season. Frostoberfest this weekend, and then of course following weekend for I keep saying this weekend, but it is upcoming this weekend. Frostoberfest at Flamborough Speedway, and then of course we have the Autumn Colors Classic, the 31st annual Autumn Colors Classics. We'll be paying a lot of attention today on Frostoberfest. Mike Schmidt from London Recreational Racing has been filling us with all sorts of information as to what's happening, pumping up the event, pumping up the tires of who's going to win an Igloo in 2024. So we'll hopefully be able to go through a little bit of that breakdown, see who we could potentially see out at Flamborough Speedway this weekend, and see who potentially is going to take home one of the most illustrious trophies in all of Ontario racing, in all of racing. Really, you get to take an Igloo home. So let's take a quick look at some of the names that are some of the things that Mike Schmidt's been posting. He's been posting a lot. So let's take a quick look. Now, these are some of the trophies that you're going to be able to see. How's about that? Absolutely beautiful. One of the coolest trophies to take home is a Frostoberfest Igloo. They've got the first ones set. First one's done. Now, if you haven't already, make sure you guys follow along with Mike Schmidt and London Recreational Racing. They put together some pretty good trophies for the winners. And one of the things I was really cool to see is Mike Schmidt posting here about the payout comparison from about 11 years ago. And seeing the difference of this. This is really quite remarkable when we take a look here. So payout comparison from 2013, pure stocks was $860 compared to $10,575. Mini stocks 260, $2,600, close to $2,700, up to almost $7,800. Super stocks 3,850 up to $8,050 in total payouts for those three divisions. That's absolutely insane when you think about how this how things are in 2024. Mike Schmidt's London Recreational Racing putting together a massive amount of work for this event at Flamborough Speedway, and it's something that we do want to see week to week increase. We still have the rest of this week to get things sorted out. They're building the entry lists. We'll take a look at the pure stocks and I believe we got mini stocks as well posted as to who is going to be available. And Mike's been posting a lot of the history from the event, so definitely somebody who's fun to tune in and watch and see kind of what's going on. So the super stock winner for Frostoberfest will take home $1,500. And so will the mini stock winner. And so will the pure stock winner. $1,500 to win. Taking home some big checks as well. They'll have some bonuses as well for the mini stocks we know of and the pure stocks. So they'll have a couple of different names, but let's take a look at this list here. This is something that Mike Schmidt posted yesterday, and this was a 40 car field for the pure stocks right now to get into Frostfest. So Phil Givens, Matt. Now, so this is one of the things that I love about this is that we can talk about not just the racers that are on this list, but where they're coming from as well. So Phil Givens, he's been doing mostly an outlaw schedule this year, so he's kind of raced all over. Matt Langford is the 2024 Pure Stock champion out at Delaware Speedway in their bone stock division. So he's the 2024 champion. Bill Brackelman's in the 07. He doesn't run full time, but has run a couple of different races. That's the Brandy Point team. Chase Mitchell is a regular out at Flamborough. Mark Thorne, regular. I believe it's more or less on the dirt. Hasn't run a full amount of time. Matt McClellan, I actually don't know much about in the number 9, so he'll be out there. Glenn Schmidt, I believe he's Sobel, if I'm not mistaken. Glenn Schmidt in the 14S. Alex Stewart, he's also a outlaw racer. Kind of goes all over. Spencer Riddell, second in points in the pure stock division at Flamborough Speedway. Josh Gloss in the 18, and Jordan Wilms also regulars out at Flamborough Speedway. Sarah Lawrence, regular from Delaware Speedway. Brady Cox, who's been doing more of an outlaw schedule as well as run at Varney and Sobel, Flamborough. Haley Hill, regular out of the Flamborough Speedway. Nathan Rea out of Delaware. Cam Thompson, multiple time winner this season out at Flamborough Speedway. And Joe Lawrence kind of does it all, but ran full time in the APC series this year. Number 30, that is going to be a BT racing car. They're still going to announce that driver pretty soon. Dan Story, he's mostly run actually out of Flamborough this year. He has in the past run mostly out of Delaware. Austin Etzel, the champ, I believe he is, at Full Throttle Motor Speedway, is their pure stock, at least battling for the championship with his dad. I believe he's the one that came away with it. That's not the car number, though, I think that he typically runs. So 36 for Austin Etzel. Rachel Mitchell finished her season with a second place finish. Not too bad for her regular out at Flamborough Speedway. So that's that first set of racers. Then we've got 38 BT. That's Brandon Feeney. That's a BT racing car. The guy who you'll have to watch to try and be undefeated, it would appear, in his attempts. James Houghton in that number 41, the Ecto 1, the Ghostbusters car, has been pretty well dominant this season. And James Houghton is somebody that you're going to look towards potentially being able to get another victory. He was a pretty dominant car at Sunset Speedway, picked up the big win there. Leo LaBarbera and Tegan Ellis will run the 42K. Mac Ingram back in his familiar number 50. Tom Hughes. Tom Hughes runs typically out of Delaware. Dylan Peckham in the 51 out of Flamborough. Donovan Clark, third in points this season out at Delaware Speedway. Gary Triska in the 57. He's also out of Delaware Speedway. Braden Zamet runs a bit out of Full Throttle. Rick Mitchell out of Flamborough as well. Wade Thorne, of course, your 2024 champion in the Pure Stock division. Jaden Chapman runs late models, typically out of Delaware Speedway. Mike Hall is a regular out of the Flamborough Speedway. Mike Etzel right up there with, of course, his son Austin, battling for the championship in the Full Throttle Fun Stocks. That's the equal to Pure Stocks and Bone Stocks. Chris Pendlebury and Lisa Barton's 85. Pendlebury will be back in the 85. He's run typically out of Flamborough Speedway. Dan Pettit in the 88. Gary Slama in the 90 is a regular here at Flamborough, as is Craig Cole in the 92 and Megan Mitchell in the 97. Now, I believe there's still going to be a couple more entries still to go. That is just our Pure Stock entries for, it was Austin Etzel. Thank you, Rich. And the 30 on the list is, it's the Schwarzenberg, because the 38, that's right, sorry. The 38 BT is the, what was the 30, I believe, is what they're going to run it as, the 38. So, Sister Car to the 41. Now, there's no driver yet, as Rich has said, so I'm curious if it's going to be a Schwarzenberg in the 30 or the, if it's going to be a Schwarzenberg like a Rich Schwarzenberg, or maybe Billy, the 2024 Flamborough late model champion, potentially. Somebody out there that could sit in that car and put on a good show for everybody. Now, it's not the only entry list that we do have. There's no official lists coming out, I believe, from Flamborough themselves. It's been mostly people working on behalf of the track, I believe, putting it together. And that's obviously fantastic to see. Mike Thompson, who is a regular in the mini stock division, doesn't have a list per se, but he's got a couple of names that he has asked if people are coming. Michael Robinson will be there in the 95. Matt Young, Bobby Mercer, and Carl Salt. We'll see Rory Markle, Sean Taylor, Andrew Smith, Blaze Shaw, Tyler Lewis, and the Sutcliffe brothers so far are going to be a part of that. So still, they got some work to build that Flamborough mini stock competition. We expect to see, obviously, Mike Thompson be a part of that as well. Question marks are RJ Croteau, Matthew Smith, Nikki King, the regulars, basically. Kate Wallace, it does appear, is not going to be a part of this, unfortunately. But they do have some bonus sponsors that they've been able to get, some pretty good ones, actually. And see a couple of $200 to second place, $77 for seventh place, in loving memory of Anna Huskins. Wallace Racing, $25 for 14th, $79 in honor of Pete Shepard Sr. from Nick's Journey Mental Health, or Mental Wellness Support and Advocacy. Welsh Meadow, $50 for 6th and 7th place starting positions. Blue Street Contracting, $350 starting. The race will now pay $250. I'm not sure what that means. Riddell Racing, $25 for 17th place finish. Thompson Brothers Racing, $50 for top Mustang finisher and $50 for the fastest qualifier. So Frostoberfest is coming together quite nicely. Mini stocks, let's try and get a couple more mini stock guys out there, guys and gals from all over to be a part of the mini stock competition for Frostoberfest. It's very important that we continue to support ONTrack as we start to wrap up the 2024 season. And this would be one of those places that we want to support. Flamborough Speedway does a heck of a job keeping people there week in and week out, and having their racers as a part of the show. And you know what? Let's continue to get out there, because there's a couple tracks we're not seeing people making the trip. So we want to be able to try and have people out there and continue to support Frostoberfest so that we have shows like this. Now, one of the big things that I've been very impressed with is the efforts from Justin Carlson to put the super stocks on the Frostoberfest card. They were not initially a part of things, and the amount of work that Justin Carlson has put in for bonuses, for payments to get these drivers on the card is fantastic. It's been a lot of work, but Justin has definitely done an amazing job. Now the roster is as of September 23rd. Now there could obviously be some more names added or subtracted, but let's take just a quick look at who we've got listed here. So to take a look, we have Brendan Edgar out of Delaware. Ray Morneau in the Brandy Point team will run the 07, and they'll run the 07X. It says guest drivers, so not sure who that's going to be just yet. Paul Bounty out of Peterborough in the 08. Dennis Sabalski kind of runs all over. He'll be in the 10C. Justin Carlson in the 13C. Michael Herniak Jr. out of Delaware Speedway. Anthony DeBello out of Peterborough. Connor Maltese out of Sunset. Steve Cashmore runs out of Flamborough. Andy Camrath running Paul Peppers 29. Chad Corcoran, he's out of the Flamborough area. Roy Wilkie out of Sunset. Lane Zardo out of Delaware. Austin Penny out of Delaware. Daniel Hahn out of Sunset. Colton Everingham and Cole Burrows out of Sunset, as well as Matt McGrath. Nick Troback out of the Flamborough Speedway. Brody Rickwood out of Delaware. Sean Chenoweth in the 89C, running from the URS. Carson Eggy out of the Delaware Speedway, and Donovan Price out of Peterborough. Now, of course, there are some other names that we'd love to be able to see if they're going to become a part of it. And I'm not sure how many more we're going to get. There's been some names that have said we're not going to be able to make it. Ryan Dyson would be one of those names. They put a lot of effort into getting their NASCAR effort put together for the finale, not the finale of the NASCAR Canada Series, but for the finale at Delaware for them. And I think that the efforts, I think the efforts are there, and I think this shows what happens when people put the efforts together. We need people to show up, though. There's still some other guys out there. I'm not going to go out and say, you have to do this and you should, you have to be out here and support. But we want to be able to put on events like this. And if you don't show up, the support for the division is going to go away. That is the reality. And we want to make sure that we can continue to put on, like I said, amazing shows. And by the efforts put on by Justin Carlson, this is proving to be a very big event. Now, you guys, we thought things would be, big before, but when you look at what Justin's got in terms of bonuses, let's take a look right now And the bonus list is large. So the positions, purse money, and the bonus put up, we have just started to get the ball rolling. Be awesome to have at least $300 value to start. Lets the drivers put on the show. 100 can be cash, gift cards, gas cards, product. So let's take a look. First place to win is your $1,500 plus an epic, plus your igloo. Now that's the biggest thing to win there. That's your uh, the big trophy, the epic racewear flag, a Yeti Winners Cup, courtesy of Team Vincent's Motorsports. Second place is $1,000 with a trophy, $250 courtesy of Edgar Excavating, and $100 courtesy of GSR. Third place gets $700 a trophy, 100 gas card courtesy of Presley's Pumpkin Patch, and $100 courtesy of GSR. $500 trophy and 100, so it's basically $600 for fourth, and you're gonna do 500 for fifth, thanks to GSR. $300 and $100 courtesy of David Spade's Matco Tools. $250 courtesy of Stickers and Scuffs, gift certificate towards a drive shaft courtesy of London Drive Systems. $50, $250 for eighth place, $99 courtesy of Brandon Campbell. Total HDD Inc. So we got a lot of $100, but that's really what you want. You want people to put in an extra bit. So let's just go through and thank the names here. Clay Collision, courtesy of Danny Platts, Mary Finney and Melanie Collison. Gas card for Angie's Unique Boutique. Village Buds, Brian Plants, and Danielle Fitzgerald Plants. Dan Ireland Snap-on Trucks, Cindy Perro at Zardo Racing, and a cleaning kit courtesy of CarQuest Cambridge. Cashmore Racing, Dixon Family Chiropractic Clinic. APC Auto Parts gift certificate, exterior cleaning services, CarQuest Kitchener, Dave Franks Photos, Westie's Equipment, and that's not just it. There's bonuses at the end as well, where drivers are put into a draw to win 4 American Racers, courtesy of Grisdale Racing products. $100 WMI parts voucher for the Hard Luck Award. Then it's $100 to the highest Peterborough Superstock, $100 to the highest Sunset Superstock, and $100 to the highest Delaware Superstock. A $400 front to the back challenge, and $100 to the hard charger and top qualifier. This is one of the things that Justin Carlson has been putting forth, and the efforts are not going unnoticed. That is an amazing amount of work that he has put together to try and make this really a big event once again. And again, we tend to, at the end of the season, we try to wrap things up a little quickly, and we forget that there is still some races happening. Autumn Colors does get a lot of the love, but the Frostoberfest is just as big, and at 2 different tracks, and we want to make sure that we go out there and we support, try and get people to be there at the show this weekend. I haven't looked to see how the weather is going to be, but definitely go out there and support the best that you can. The racers and the tracks, the people that are putting on this event really could benefit from having people show up, and we really appreciate the efforts that Justin Collison has been putting in for sure. It's definitely been a very big thing, and we're very excited to see how this will go. We also want to make sure that we put together a little bit of a reminder for everybody that the Ladies of the Oval calendar is out, and let's take a quick look. Ladies of the Oval now has contest open from October 11th. 12 photos that get the most likes are going to go in the 2025 calendar. So You go through and you'll find racers from across Canada that are going to be featured if they get the most likes. So how you find out the likes is right here. Now we've got some loves. Now I don't know if the loves are going to count, but the likes are what you want. There's a counter right to the side here, so it says 126. So you want to go and continue on and like every photo for the racers that you want to represent you want to have as part of the 2025 calendar. So there's a good picture there of Avery Kirkpatrick, Selena Owen. So you've got people from all over. There's a Savannah Finley. So the more and more that you like, the more and more chance that your racer will be able to be a part of the 2025 calendar. And this is a great thing. It represents amazing women across motorsports. They all get the opportunity to be showcased with their ride. A couple of names like Morgan Moore here. She's been in it a couple of times. But there's some other ladies that have never been in this before. So let's get the people voting. So how can you get there? Well, go to Ladies of the Oval on Facebook. That's the easiest way to go about it, is to go to Facebook, Ladies of the Oval, and find yourself in the spot for the calendar. Get your photos and support the best that you can by liking each racer on there. But with that, we're going to have an abbreviated show tonight, and we look forward to seeing you guys all back next week. Hopefully feeling a little bit better. Like I said, things aren't we're not doing so hot tonight, but we'll have you back next week for more ONTrack Weekly. I know we are only on YouTube. Spencer has found the issue on Facebook, and so hopefully next week we'll be back on there, and we'll figure it out. But I've been Cam K, your host, and I just want to thank you for coming on and chatting with me tonight. And we'll be back. Of course, Race Rivals Race Chat. Clinton Jeffrey and Adam Ross be back tomorrow. They should be, at least, following a very fun Apple Fest at Brighton Speedway. And we look forward to some great stuff from them. For now, though, that's Cam K, and I'm going to wrap it up for tonight. Thank you guys for tuning in.